Hi, welcome to XALizard, the high availability solution for XenServer applications. If you are building or running applications based on XenServer with two hosts and internal hard drive storage, you probably searched extensively for a high availability solution. The few solutions out there are either extremely complicated to build and configure or have many limitations. With XALizard, we provide you a high performance enterprise class solution that is easy to install and configure. In this video, we will show you just how easy it is to get high availability at a low cost. XALizard provides complete automation for managing XenServer pools, which utilize the XAPI management interface and toolstack, as in XenCloud Platform and XenServer. The software suite provides complete high availability features within a given pool. The overall design is intended to be lightweight with no compromise of system stability. Traditional cluster management suites are not required. XALizard is provided with built-in logic for detecting and recovering failed services and hosts. Listed here are some important features of XALizard. For a complete list of features and documentation, please visit xalizard.com. Let's get started building our HA system by first studying our network diagram. From a hardware perspective, we assume you will use a standard set of servers with at least 100 GB of disk storage, 8 GB of RAM, and 4 Ethernet ports. In our build today, we use two HP DL360 Generation 5 servers. In our diagram, we have a primary and a secondary server. We use Ethernet port 0 for our XenServer management ports using IP address 10.1.1.190 and 10.1.1.191. We bond Ethernet port 2 and 3 for our HA replication port with address 10.10.10.1 and 10.10.10.2. We use 10.10.10.3 for our shared iscsi storage. We reserve Ethernet port 1 for the VMs to use. We first install XenServer on the physical servers. You can load the software in any of the many ways possible. I am using the virtual media option in HP's ILO remote management. A simple integrated or external CD DVD drive is the easiest option. We will install on the primary server and then complete on the secondary server. First, we'll choose our keyboard style. If you need a device driver at this point, press F9. Otherwise, press OK. Accept the end-user license agreement. If you had previously loaded XenServer, you would see this menu with an option to upgrade. In my case, I had XenServer version 6.2 previously loaded. I'm going to choose to perform a clean installation. Choose the disk for your virtual storage. In my case, I have two 300 GB hard drives in a RAID 1 configuration. This was previously done from the RAID configuration wizard option when starting the server. Then click OK. Choose Local Media and click OK. Choose No to install any supplemental packs, unless you have a need to. You can verify your installation media if you'd like. In my case, I'm going to skip. Enter your secure password for your XenServer. Now choose Ethernet port 0 as your management interface. Now choose Static Configuration and enter your management interface IP address for your primary server. In our case, it's going to be 10.1.1.190. We'll then put in our subnet mask. And then our default gateway. In my case, it'll be 10.1.1.1. Now we can give it a host name. I'm going to go ahead and give it the primary host name. Then I'm going to give it a DNS address. Now we choose our country for our time zone. And we can select down to which time zone it is. We can also use an NTP time server, which I'm going to put in now. Now we can choose to install our XenServer. I'm going to speed this up. Okay, XenServer has now completed its installation and now needs to be rebooted. So we'll go ahead and click the OK button. XenServer now begins to start. And we get our configuration screen. Now let's go ahead and verify our network and management interface. What we want to look for is to make sure the IP address is correct, our net mask, and our gateway. Important note, ensure you have a valid and accessible IP address for the default gateway. Now let's check our disk and storage repositories. Our local hard drive, it should appear. In the event that this does not show, this typically means that you're loading a newer version of XenServer on an old server. Please contact us if you have this problem. We have several solutions to help fix this. Now, duplicate the installation of XenServer on your secondary server. I'm showing you now the configuration screen from the secondary server. We're going to check the network and management interface to make sure that we have the correct IP address, which is 191. We're also going to check the repository. And there we see our local storage. We now have both servers correctly installed. We now add the servers to XenCenter. So let's open up XenCenter. First, we'll add our primary server. We'll put in the IP address, which is 10.1.1.190. We'll put in our password we created during the installation. Accept the SSL certificate warning. And we should see a green ball next to it when it's created. Let's go ahead and add the secondary server. That's 10.1.1.191. Once again, our password. And now we see our secondary server is online as well. Now let's create our XenServer pool. Going to give it a name. Going to choose the primary server. And now I'm going to confirm. And we'll see the pool created up on the left-hand menu. First, the primary server will come online, and in a few seconds, the secondary server will come online. Now our pool is created. Let's go to networking now in this pool, and we're going to create a bonded set of ports for a replication. We'll go ahead and we'll choose ports 2 and 3 as per our diagram. We'll leave the defaults. And in a second you'll see there the bonded 2 and 3 ports are now bonded together. Now we'll go ahead and we'll configure those ports to give them IP addresses. We'll give it a name that we can recognize. We'll go ahead and use static settings for our IP address. We only have to put in the first one. It'll automatically add the second. We'll put in our subnet mask, and we'll leave the gateway blank since the replication ports are in a closed network of their own. And there you see they're created and the IP addresses are assigned as per our diagram. Now that we've created our XenServer pool, let's go ahead and now copy HALizard program to each of the servers. I'm using WinSCP. You can use whatever method you're comfortable with. You can copy this over into the temp file of the XenServer. In this case, this is the primary server. I've copied the HALizard program to both the primary and secondary servers, and now I've opened up an SSH for each of those servers. I'm going to log in. On the left is the primary, and on the right is the secondary. As I log in, I'll go ahead and clear the screen. Now I'll change the directory to temp, where we copied HALizard. I'll do this for the secondary side as well. Now I'll install HALizard on the primary and then the secondary. Now HALizard is ready to install. The first thing you'll notice is that there is a list of items to make sure of before you actually press enter. We've been through this, so we're going to head and press enter. HALizard requires the XenCenter network switch be set for bridge mode. In our case it was not, and HALizard warned us. By typing yes, bridge mode will be set and automatically restart the server. I've run the primary side through the same process. Now we're ready to start. First we tell HALizard which port is the high availability replication port. We do this first, looking at the IP address and then the name of the port on the very right. We then choose the number that corresponds to that port name. HALizard will now start downloading necessary files to continue the installation. If you forgot to add the gateway or put in an incorrect gateway, you would get a warning that HALizard is unable to access the internet. In this case, we would need to go back to where we verified the gateway address, change it, and then rerun this part of the installation. HALizard will now ask you if you would like to convert your local storage to iscsi-ha storage. Type yes and press enter. Let's take a look at XenServer. We'll look at the primary server and the secondary server and see that the storage is still showing. When we convert the storage, the local storage in XenServer will disappear. Now we'll enter the logical unit number for the iSCSI storage. We'll go ahead and leave it at the default, which we set to 10. We now enter the heuristic IP address. This address adds an additional quorum vote to determine if the other host should take over services and remove the active host in the pool. A good choice would be an Ethernet switch IP address that is common to both the primary and secondary server. This IP must respond to ping. I'm now asked if I want to overwrite existing metadata. Since this is a new installation, I'll type yes. HALizard will now complete the installation on the primary server. It will now indicate that it is waiting for the secondary server. Let's complete the installation on that server. Since I use the default IP addresses, I'm just going to hit enter for the first 3 questions. Then I'm going to enter the host name for the primary server. Then I'm going to enter the host name for the secondary server. We're now going to choose the replication port, as we did in the previous server. HALizard will begin downloading its required files. Convert the local storage to iSCSI storage. Enter our logical unit number. Enter our heuristic IP address. Type yes to overwrite our metadata. In a second, we'll see our primary server sync up, and you'll notice that we have the green OKs, and both servers are ready. Let's take a look at our XenServer, and we'll notice that our secondary local storage has been removed. Now let's go ahead and install our shared iSCSI storage. Going to click on our Storage tab. And we're going to add new storage. We're going to choose the software iscsi. Go ahead and leave that default. And we're going to enter our shared iscsi storage IP address, which is 10.10.10.3. Going to look for our target. And it should come back and find our number 10 on the logical unit number. And we're good. So click Finish, and it will start to build it. You'll now be asked to verify that no other storage is using the logical unit number 10 in the network before destroying the data on these drives. Click Yes. You can now verify that the iscsi storage has been created. Now that we've created our iscsi storage, let's check and see if our drives from our primary and our secondary server are synchronizing. As you can see, they are, and it will give you a percentage of completion. We'll take another look. It should be synchronized by now. And as you can see, it's completed. As a side note, during the synchronization process, you can create VMs. Now let's check to see if the XALizard service is running. And as you can see, it is. By default, the XALizard service is running, but high availability is disabled. So let's go ahead and turn that on. So let's go ahead and type yes and hit enter. And now let's go ahead and check to see if it is enabled. And as you can see highlighted in green, it is enabled. So now we are in full synchronization and we have high availability. Now XALizard is fully installed and ready to install your VMs and your applications. Thank you for watching, and we hope this video provided understanding of the XALizard product and provided you a successful installation. For more information, documentation, support, and free XALizard downloads, please visit www.xalizard.com.